Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn have been at odds with Judgment Day for months. Cody has been fighting alongside them, but with the addition of Jey Uso to Raw, tensions are high, because Kevin Owens simply doesn't trust him. But it's Sami Zayn that has managed to convince Kevin Owens that he should give him a chance, and he reluctantly does at Fastlane when they take on Judgment Day and JD McDonough in a 6-man tag team match. McDonough has to earn the trust of Damian Priest just like Jey Uso does with Kevin Owens, and this is a test for him as well, and he's passing it with flying colours. He's all over Kevin Owens, and in typical Judgment Day style, this match is all over the place. Finn and Damian are fighting with Sami on the outside, and Owens manages to get some breathing space, but he's desperately in need of a tag. But Jey has his back to him, and he's looking at Sami. He leaps off the apron, lands a double axe handle, and then lands a super kick on Damian. But he hears Owens screaming for him for the ring. He slides in, throws a super kick at JD, but he hits Owens instead. It's a disaster. JD throws him out of the ring, and unbelievably, puts Kevin Owens away for the win. Judgment Day get the victory, and JD proves himself, but Jey Uso certainly doesn't. And after all that chaos, the tension is even higher backstage because Jey and Kevin Owens are having to be separated by Sami Zayn, who's struggling to bring them under control. And it brings in Cody Rhodes, because he's the one who started all this by helping bring Jey to Raw. And Owens eventually gets sick of all the arguing and storms off. And Jey says to Sami, "You know I didn't mean that. Are we good?" And Sami says, "We are, but I don't know about Kevin and I." Jey hasn't earned the trust of Kevin Owens, but JD McDonough has earned the trust of Judgment Day, and after helping Priest and Balor defend the tag team titles, but also getting the pin in the big 6-man match at Fastlane, he's being inducted officially into the group. And it's Finn Balor who is the most proud, and he says, "It's a real honor for me to officially announce that you, JD, are the newest member of Owens has snapped. He sprints out. There's no more talking. He just wants to fight. JD meets him on the entrance, and Owens immediately stuns him. He slides in the ring, and he fights with everything. But he's completely outnumbered yet again. But not for long, because here comes Cody Rhodes, and he slightly evens the odds. But they're still outnumbered, and Judgment Day is staying on top. But the cavalry then arrives, albeit a little late. Jey Uso hits a super kick on Balor. Sami Zayn drops Damian Priest with a haluva kick, and once again, all 4 men stand tall. But Owens isn't looking at Judgment Day. He's looking square at Jey Uso. We know he doesn't trust Jey, but his trust of Sami Zayn might just be waning as well. And we get a little insight when we find out that it's going to be JD having his first assignment as the newest member of Judgment Day when he fights Kevin Owens one-on-one at Crown Jewel. And Sami is with Owens again backstage and says, "Listen, Kev, I know Fastlane didn't go perfectly, but you've got JD one-on-one, so we can have your back and you can get the revenge you want. Jey and I will be..." Jey! I'm so damn sick of his name! What happened to me and you? Remember? The ones who fought against him for so long! You know what? Screw this. Whatever. If you have my back or not. Because I can beat him with, maybe even more importantly, without you. It's McDonough versus Owens. And Owens is possessed. He's mauling him. We haven't seen Owens this aggressive for quite some time, and it's all down to pure frustration. He's letting out all his anger, and he's dominating the match. And that is until, of course, Judgment Day, and namely Finn Balor, comes down to get involved. And the referee clocks this immediately, and he's telling him to leave ringside. And then Owens has JD in the corner, and he's got him in trouble. Sami Zayn takes the chance to give Judgment Day a taste of their own medicine, tells him to move so he can nail him. Zayn hits Owens with the haluva kick. JD once again throws the culprit out of the ring, and once again is able to get the pin on Kevin Owens. It's 2 times in a row Owens has been cost a match by people trying to help him. and he loses it. He's screaming at Sami Zayn backstage after the match, and they're being separated by Cody. And Owens says, "What the hell is wrong with you? What are you trying to be like your buddy Jey now? Cost me another match? Are you kidding me?" Kev, no! I don't want to hear it. I don't care what you have to say. Why should I trust you? I know I can't trust Jey, but I thought I could trust you. But it's then Jey approaches the situation and says, "Hey, you got my name in your mouth, KO?" And Owens starts to fire up again, but Cody makes sure to take Jey away from the situation. It's incredibly combustible, but Sami says to Owens, "Kev, it was an accident. I was trying to help. I was trying to give Judgment Day what they give to us." And Owens stares at Zayn and says, "I don't know anymore, Sami." We are watching this team fracture in front of our very eyes. This brotherhood is in trouble. Sami Zayn doesn't know what to say, but Cody thinks he does. I've seen this so many times before. A group of people who just simply want to watch the world burn. The Bloodline, who, if we are honest, are firmly in my sights. But more recently, the Judgment Day. And quite frankly, I'm tired of the whole thing. Endless matches, endless interactions, and so this needs to end. It needs to end definitively. My father once created the perfect match for this scenario. So boys, your Judgment Day has indeed arrived, and I officially challenge you to War Games. Cody with the challenge laid out to Judgment Day, but who will his team be? The obvious choice is right in front of us, but the relationships couldn't be more strained, and so Cody goes about trying to patch it all up in order to get the team together that he knows will do the job. Sami, I know that you know how important it is to take care of Judgment Day, and I'm going to need your help. I need you, I need Kevin, I need Jey. You've all got experience in this match. I know it's not looking good, but I need all of you. Sami promises Cody that he will at least try, and he goes and talks to Jey first, and Jey says, "I'm in, Us, but I'm in for you. I'll keep things civil with Kev if it means we keep the Judgment Day quiet. And while I'm at it, I can prove to you and I can prove to everyone that I'm a changed man because I owe it to you. And I owe it to Cody for giving me a second chance." So Jey is in. He's got him on board, but we have one more piece to the puzzle, and it's a much more complicated scenario, especially as Owens' blood is pumping after he's decimated his opponent. He's on an absolute tear, and he's arriving backstage as Zayn attempts to ask the big question. "Kev, can I talk to you about something?" But Owens ignores him. He walks right past, but Sami stops him and says, "Hey, Kevin, at least give me the dignity of looking me in the eye." And Owens turns around, walks up, and gets face to face with Sami and says, "I know you want me in War Games. I know you already have Jey. I know you already have Cody. But how can I trust any of you? Think about it. Did Cody even ask you about War Games, or did he just do it? Did he ask you about bringing Jey to Raw? Did he ask anybody? He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about anyone else. This is all for him. He just wants to be in his dad's match and then get to SmackDown. That's the only thing he cares about, Sami. And as for Jey, I don't even need to go into that. He ruined our lives. So what do you want from me, Sami? An answer? Well, my answer is maybe. Maybe you need to show me how much you want me on that team. Or not. I don't care anymore. Kevin Owens is in action the week after, and he's at his destructive best. He absolutely decimates another opponent. He's absolutely ruthless, but oddly enough, after his match, it's the potential opponents who approach him. Kev, now listen. I know we're probably the last people you want to see right now, but hear me out. Think about it, Kev. You've been cast aside, just like we all were. I want to offer you the chance to join the Owens immediately stuns Dominic. He doesn't even want to hear it. But now the rest of Judgment Day are advancing on him. Sami Zayn jumps over the barricade and he's firing on all cylinders. He's then followed by Jey and Cody. And they all help fight off the Judgment Day. And they are able to clean house. And they're able to show Kevin Owens how badly they want to fight alongside him. They had his back. But as Kevin Owens walks away, not giving them an answer, will he have theirs at Survivor Series? Because when the match arrives, Owens is not in the cage with Rhodes and Zayn. They are outnumbered. They have to fight on regardless. Jey Uso starts the match in a bid to earn the respect of his team and the roster. But as each member enters the match and the cages fill up, it's feeling less and less likely that Owens will show his face. But as the battle rages on and the clock ticks down, we finally get our answer. Owens is here, and he doesn't mess around. He takes it to Judgment Day, and he brings the fight that everybody hoped. The numbers are even. Owens comes through for his friend and a man that he respects in Cody Rhodes. But there's another man who is yet to earn his respect or trust, and they happen to come face to face during the match. Owens stuns Jey, and Owens just stands to the side as Dominic Mysterio, of all people, leaps off and takes the advantage with a frog splash. But Owens isn't about to hand Judgment Day the win. He stuns Dominic and pins him for the victory. But Owens just demands they open the door, and he leaves without any celebration or interaction with his team. And as the cages are raised and the dust settles, Cody and Sami have questions backstage. And Sami says, "Kev, why did you put the match in jeopardy like that? Why did you bother to show up if you were just going to do that to Jey? He was fighting with us." And Owens once again doesn't want to hear it and says, "You know, you two are unreal. Cody, you're talking all this cryptic crap about bringing Jey here because he deserves a second chance. Well, screw all that. You did it for your own game. You want to go to SmackDown to fight Roman again. We all know it. Just like you made this match for your own gain. You just wanted to be in your dad's own match for your own history. And Jey, he's only doing this because he feels guilty about ruining everyone's lives." Sami, you want to know why I entered this match? You're the only reason I entered this match. I did it for you. We've been best friends through everything. That's why. But what do I get? I get grilled. I get grilled on why I hit Jey and not how I just won us the damn match. Thanks a lot. Owens walks off and Sami follows him saying, "Kev, please. Hey man, come on. We can talk about this." Their friendship is on the rocks. Owens is incredibly frustrated by the second chance given to Jey Uso. But he gets even more frustrated when the news breaks that it will indeed be Cody Rhodes who gets traded to SmackDown to compensate for the arrival on Raw of Jey Uso. And not only that, Jey gets another chance as a solo star in the first of the Royal Rumble qualifying matches that Zayn, Owens and Uso are to partake in. And Jey is clinical in his match. And Sami Zayn wins an incredible match over a plucky Apollo Crews to book his spot. And as fate would have it, Kevin Owens' match is directly after. And he's making his way down to the ring as Sami is leaving ringside, and they stop in the middle of the ramp and Sami says, "Kev, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have doubted you. I messed up." But Owens just says, "We'll talk about it later." He stares a hole through Sami and continues to the ring where his opponent is a rather mismatched Akira Tozawa, and he gets completely obliterated by Owens immediately, and Owens qualifies for the Rumble as well. All while Sami Zayn watches on from the back. But he's not the only one, because Jey arrives to talk to him. "Sami, I just want to apologize for everything that's happening with Kevin. I've stayed away from him, I've kept my distance, I'm trying to keep my cool, but I just want to say, I've got your back in the Royal Rumble. Just like you had my back in War Games. And if it isn't me winning, I hope it's you. And if it comes down to the two of us, may the best man win, Us. Jey is staying loyal, and Jey is keeping his cool with Kevin Owens. He appreciates the second chance, and he has Sami's back. But Owens heard all of this, and he walks up and says, "Hey, what were you guys talking about?" And Sami says, "No, nothing. He's just working on proving himself. But hey, Kev, I wanted to say that I get how upset you are. I apologize for questioning you. You showed up when I needed you, and I really appreciate it. And I just want to let you know that I've got your back in the Royal Rumble. If it isn't me winning, I hope it's you. And if it comes down to the two of us, may the best man win, huh?" Kevin pauses and says, "Sure thing, Oos." Kevin Owens has been in since number 8, Sami Zayn since number 22, and somewhat surprisingly, they've been helping each other. Sami has actually made good on his word to Owens, but then at number 25 enters Jey Uso. He hits the ring and he immediately goes at Owens, and they start getting into it. There's no love lost here. But quickly, Jey is met by a fired up Drew McIntyre, who takes him over and is trying to eliminate him. And now, on the other side of the ring, Owens is in trouble and he has his hands full with Bronson Reed. And while Sami is able to dispatch Cameron Grimes, he's now got a choice to make. Who does he help? Zayn helps Jey eliminate Drew McIntyre, all while Owens was taken out by Reed. And Owens just watches on as Zayn realizes the gravity of the situation. But in the seconds that he took his eyes off the match, Reed dumps him out too. Sami made a choice, and now he and Kevin are face to face. And Owens, completely deflated, walks off. I owe someone an apology. So please, Kevin, can you please come out here? I want to do this in front of the whole world, please. Kev, please. I'm laying it all out here, man. I feel terrible. Everything's gone wrong. I made a mistake. Just let me make it right. Owens! He's had enough! He isn't willing to hear it anymore, and he beats the hell out of Sami Zayn. He's possessed, and he continuously hammers him. All of this pent-up aggression is spewing out, and the slow decline into this state of pure rage culminates when Owens throws Zayn to the outside. Jey runs out, but he's too late as Owens drives Zayn into the apron with a powerbomb. Jey tries to stop Owens, but he gets a stunner and thrown to the side. Owens has completely lost it, and he picks up Zayn again and drives him into the apron for a second time. Zayn isn't moving. He's been badly injured. Owens walks off up the ramp, and he doesn't even look back. He's done with it all. To a degree, you can't even blame him. The man who isn't quite done with Owens is the man he stunned in Jey Uso, and he's back the next week and he's looking for revenge. But he doesn't have to look far, because it's actually Owens that discovers where Jey is, and the brawl is on. This rivalry has spilled over now, and with no roads there to separate them, no Zayn there due to injury, all hell breaks loose. They fight all through backstage. It's boiled over completely. All the frustration, not just of the last few months, but of the last few years. And they wind up fighting all the way out onto the stage. It's complete carnage, and Owens says, "I'm ending this. I want to fight you once and for all, and I want to fight you at Elimination Chamber." Jey Uso accepts right away. He's up for that fight. And the two are separated by security, and it's time to head to the other side of the world for one of the most personal and one of the most heated matches in recent memory, and it's no disqualification. And it's safe to say the physicality in this match is off the charts. They trash everything in sight, including each other's bodies. Jey is a fighter, Whether you agree with his past or think he's worthy of a second chance or not, he shows Owens that he is the real deal. Owens and Jey fight all through the crowd. They use any and all weapons they can find. And it's a weapon that Jey is very familiar with that brings him close to having Owens finished off in Perth. He's cracked him with the chair, and it's not looking good. He's gonna decimate him and end this. Jey Uso, just like Sami did to Roman, has hit his brother in the back with a chair. He demolishes Jey further with it and leaves. Owens recovers and sees that Jey is down. A member of the family that has cost him so much just handed him a win on a platter. Owens reluctantly picks up Jey. He'd rather do it by himself, but he still hits the stunner, even though it very much wasn't needed. He pins him and he wins. He banishes that part of his history. Owens is finally free from Judgment Day. He's finally free from what is left of the bloodline, but there is another chapter left to be resolved. And it's another chapter in a long tale between two men who have gone through everything together. And Owens has a message, and most importantly, a challenge for Sami Zayn. Listen, if the last few years have taught me anything, it's that I'm better off on my own. And there was a period there where I didn't think that was the case. I got sucked in again. The lure of teaming with Sami. I hear all your voices. The lure of main eventing WrestleMania, and yeah, that was great. All that was worth it, but only at the time. Ultimately, what it comes down to is a saying my hero always used to say: don't trust anybody. Which isn't necessarily true, actually, because I trust myself, and I trust my judgment. And my judgment tells me that I need to put a full stop on all of this, and I need to do it at WrestleMania. So how about you give me a second chance on my mistake, which was ever joining back up with you, Sami. And 12 months on from that decision that I made to team up with you, I make it right and I put you down again. It simply doesn't get any more emotional or any more personal. 12 months, almost to the day, since their triumph as a tag team, they stand across the ring from one another. Owens feels driven to this point. Zayn is loyal to a fault, and all the built-up tension erupts in classic Owens and Zayn style. They throw hands, and they show no regard for their own or each other's bodies. They say you hit the ones you love the hardest, and this is a prime example. Zayn throws it all at Owens. He even hits a top rope brainbuster for the tightest of 2.9s. Owens powerbombs Zayn through the announce table, also just for a 2.9. They batter each other, both with barely any energy or fight left in their bodies, stand in front of each other. They start trading again, and Zayn wears Owens down. He manages to get him into the corner, and he goes to the opposite side and looks across and sees his friend. Zayn can't do it. Zayn is highly emotional, and he says, "Kevin, we don't have to do this. We can go back to the way it was." And Owens almost falls out of the corner, but he's still standing. And Owens says, DTA. Owens stuns Zayn. Sami couldn't pull the trigger, but Owens could. Owens pins Zayn and gets the win. Kevin Owens frees himself once again from his past. He can finally breathe some clean air. And after the match, he picks up Sami Zayn. He shows him the love and respect that he deserves after the fight. And while these two might just be destined to do this forever, it shows sometimes you just need to be true to yourself, no matter the consequences.